Hey sports fans, another day, another video, and today we're going to be bringing you a video on one of the league's hottest commodities, two-time MVP, Green Bay Packers quarterback, Aaron Rodgers. Since taking over the starting job back in 2008 and stepping out of the shadow of Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, well, he's been one of the best players of his generation, leading the Packers to 7 division titles, receiving 3 first-team All-Pro appearances and claiming 1 Super Bowl as one of the most accurate passers in NFL history. Rodgers is a surefire Hall of Famer that will discount double-check on the Canton stage exactly 5 years after he retires. But these are things that you probably already know, so today we're going to take a look at 10 things you don't know about the 37-year-old Cal native turned Wisconsin favorite, Aaron Rodgers. Before we get into all things Aaron, do me a favor, hit that subscribe, okay? Got it? Good. On to our list. Number 10, Aaron Rodgers is a huge Jeopardy fan. There are casual Jeopardy fans, and then there's Aaron Rodgers. The Green Bay Packers signal caller was a celebrity contestant in 2015 and ended up winning the competition, which shocked many, but not those close to him. Rodgers is said to watch Jeopardy every day and gets over 90% of the answers right. He's also planning on hosting Jeopardy during this offseason, and it's something that he's very excited about. He's quoting to his saying that competing on the show in 2015 was a dream come true, as was meeting the late Alex Trebek. Rodgers was so excited about his upcoming guest host experience that he may have jumped the gun a bit and announced it before the show was ready to. Matter of fact, when a spokesperson was asked about Rodgers being a guest host, they declined to comment. We'll take Rodgers' word for it, as it's hard for us to see a super fan and Super Bowl winning quarterback being turned down as one of the next guest hosts. If they do have reservations about Rodgers, though, it could be for the F-bomb he dropped during the 2015 celebrity show when he got an answer wrong. Yikes. Number 9, Rodgers bet a Twitter troll $4.5 million and lost. Athletes responding to trolls, that usually doesn't end well, and in Rodgers' case, it was no different. In 2012, he just couldn't help himself when a Twitter troll by the name of Todd Sutton went after Milwaukee Brewers star Ryan Braun and called him guilty of using PEDs. Rodgers, who was a good friend of Braun's, came out and said if Braun was guilty of using any PEDs, that he would give Sutton 1 year of his salary, which at the time was $4.5 million. Braun ended up being found guilty, and according to Sutton, Rodgers is yet to hold up on his end of the deal. The controversy was said to have driven a wedge between Rodgers and Braun, who were great friends before the scandal and even owned a restaurant together. Number 8, Rodgers may be considering a film career when his playing days are over. If you've ever watched Aaron Rodgers' interview or any of his State Farm commercials, it's clear that he's comfortable in front of the camera and he's got some charisma about him. While being interviewed by his former teammate A.J. Hawk, Rodgers admitted that he is seriously considered acting after he retires. Rodgers wouldn't be the first to make the transition from the gridiron to the silver screen, as have the likes of The Rock, Terry Crews, Carl Weathers, Jim Brown, O.J. Simpson, and Terry Bradshaw, so it's not that crazy to think about. The interview came at the time he was dating Olivia Munn, so it's possible that maybe she rubbed off on him. The two have since separated, with the 37-year-old still in his prime. There's no telling when his playing days will be over or if he's still considering it, but we'll never count out Rodgers, and if he decides to make that the next act of his career, then we hope he breaks a leg, as they say in the business, just never on the football field. Number 7, Aaron Rodgers almost quit football to practice law despite balling out in high school. He surprisingly didn't really receive many offers from D1 schools. Disappointed with his lack of interest, Aaron started thinking of a backup plan to his football dreams. One of those plans was to become a lawyer. Instead, in true Rodgers fashion, he saved every rejection letter that he received and used that as motivation, and believe it or not, he still has rejection letters from Purdue and Illinois hanging in his walk-in closet so that he can see them every day. Number 6, Aaron Rodgers started his own record label. Known for showing up at open mic nights around the Green Bay area, Rodgers is a true music lover and he plays guitar whenever he gets the chance. In 2011, he took his love for music to another level by starting Suspended Sunrise Recordings. Number 5, Aaron Rodgers has a crazy UFO story. Known to be a conspiracy theorist and a bit of a jokester this time, he's not kidding, and he's gone on record more than once about his claim of seeing a UFO back in New York back in 2005. As the story goes, while in New York to tape a segment for the ESPN program Cold Pizza, Rodgers was eating dinner with some buddies and they heard a sire in the distance. Rodgers and company hurried outside and looked up at the sky and saw a very large, orange, left to right, moving object. Rodgers said that he and his friends saw it moving behind the clouds, but the cloud cover was just enough to not get a clear visual. By the time he and his friends could say, "What in the f*** was that?" it was gone. Soon after, they heard the sound of fighter jets flying over them. Rodgers then went on to say that the alarm they heard was from a nuclear power plant 30 miles away, and if people know anything about UFOs, is that they're usually around nuclear sites, and there are usually fighter jets involved. Rodgers made these comments on a comedian's podcast, but was completely serious. Number 4, Aaron Rodgers owns an $8 million car. He has quite the car collection, and he's said to be somewhat of a car aficionado, but none of the cars in his collection even come close to this $8 million Mercedes-Benz Maybach Accelero. Did I say that right? Said to be one of the rarest cars in the world. Rodgers reportedly owns one, even though it's a car you will probably seldom see him in. Being that there are no pictures of Rodgers in his Mercedes, and it's something that Rodgers doesn't confirm or deny, but the rumors have it, Rodgers is allegedly on record saying that he was going home to drive his Maybach, which fueled many to think that he was referring to the Accelero. What makes this fact or rumor even more interesting is that at the time, there was said to be only one in the world. Who knows? Number 3, Rodgers tapes potato chips to the back of his heels to improve his footwork. We all know that professional athletes utilize just about any training regimen under the sun to get better at their craft, and sometimes they have to think outside of the box to improve themselves in their respective sport. Well, instead of reaching into his bag of tricks, Aaron Rodgers' trainer had him reach into the bag of chips and taped potato chips to the back of Rodgers' heels so that the quarterback could practice staying on his toes. As ridiculous as it may sound, it is something that has helped Rodgers' footwork immensely and just shows that to be one of the best in the league, you gotta be willing to try just about anything to improve. Rodgers is said to love training challenges, and if there's anything as interesting as his potato chip training regimen, we'd love to know about it. Number 2, Rodgers was offered a scholarship to Cal based on just one throw. While scouting a tight end at Butte College, where Aaron Rodgers attended college in 2002, Cal coach Jeff Tedford saw Aaron throw just one pass and reportedly stood up, shut off the projector, and said, "This kid is going to be in the NFL one day." See, Tedford wasn't just any coach. He was considered somewhat of a quarterback guru, and it helped several quarterbacks to be selected in the NFL draft. Right after seeing Rodgers throw, he couldn't offer him a scholarship to Cal fast enough. Now this makes us wonder, what kind of throw was it that could make a guru see all that he needed to see in just one play? Either way, Tedford gave him his shot. Rodgers proved him very right. Number 1 on the list, Aaron Rodgers remembers every touchdown and interception he has thrown since 8th grade. An elephant never forgets, and apparently neither does Aaron Rodgers. As you may remember, the quarterback came into the NFL with a chip on his shoulder after sliding all the way to the Green Bay Packers at number 24 in the draft when he was in the conversation for the number 1 overall pick along with Alex Smith. That chip made Aaron into the stud QB he is today, but supposedly Aaron, who was in a 3-way quarterback competition in 8th grade, he knew that the only way to win the competition and stay on the field was to limit turnovers. Rodgers said he ended up throwing an interception, and as he and the other 2 quarterbacks were battling, Rodgers said he ended up throwing an interception as he and the other 2 quarterbacks were battling it out, but he threw less than them after his coach beat it into his head to limit turnovers to stay on the field if he really wanted to be a quarterback. From that point on, Rodgers kept track of his touchdown to interception ratio and can tell you how many he threw each year since 8th grade, and he even remembers the plays in which they happened. Rodgers said he learns from his mistakes and tries to be as mistake-free as possible to this day, and it all started back in middle school. All right, sports fan, that's a wrap on our list of the 10 things you didn't know about Aaron Rodgers, and hopefully, well, we hit you with some things that you didn't know about AR. Let us know how we did by dropping us a comment, and as always, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, go ahead, click that subscribe button so that you can stay up to date on all of our content. Until next time, sports fans, take care.